G'day, welcome to the show. Soul Covers here. We've got a loaded show for you today, covering Game 6 of the NBA Finals. We've also got 5 WNBA games that are priced that we're going to go over. And if you're strictly betting the NBA and you're a basketball fan, I encourage you to go bet the WNBA. The edges that you can get on some of these games is just remarkable. Look, you can see on my screen here, we played a middle between the Mercury and Connecticut Sun. We didn't come out on the right side of it, but that middle on my screen was available for 30 minutes to an hour, where you can just bet either side of the spread, give yourself at least a point and a half, 2 points, and if you're if you're very risk averse, you can just bet a unit either side. You're risking 0.1 of a unit to win just under 2 units. That is a much better long shot than betting a parlay. So make sure you like the video, comment, subscribe. We've got 3 bets locked in as of right now, including another middle on the WNBA. Go follow us on Twitter. That's where you can get my bets as I place them. Sometimes by the time I hit record, they are no longer available. So, look, we would have gotten really lucky if this Mercury and Sun game, if it finished at Mercury by 13 or Mercury by 14, we would have cashed both bets. And we were close. That game, that was a 10, 15 point game the entire game. Connecticut ended up giving them a late push in the fourth quarter. Mercury ended up winning that game by 8. We did cash the over 156, and that ended up giving us a day where we just lost on the VIG, so I don't mind that. Obviously the Mercury was our strongest bet. That line closed at 14.5, so we closed ahead of the market. That's something that I look out for every single time. Tune in as well. Once we cover these WNBA games, I'll show you how my record is betting against the spread in the WNBA, and then also I will let you know how we're doing in terms of getting closing line value, because we're very strong in both wins and losses and closing ahead of the market. Let's have a look at Game 6 though. Game 6 of the NBA Finals. And, as a guy who's been trying to make as much money as he can on this undervalued Pacers team, tonight's the night that this all ends. OKC are winning tonight. So, we see the spread open at 4.5. Now, Bet365 has a juiced 6, mainly 6.5 now on the market. We see the Shams tweet. Tyrese Halliburton is a game time decision. I expect him to play. Tyrese Halliburton is going to play this game, but he's going to be limited. We saw Aaron Gordon try to play with a calf strain in Game 7. He was clearly limited. If you were watching the playoffs last season, we know that OG Anunoby, he tried to play Game 7 between the Knicks and the Pacers. He only lasted 5 minutes. So I expect Halliburton to play, but I do not expect him to play well. So spread opened at 4.5. If you're holding an OKC minus 4.5, that is a beautiful ticket. That number is not going to exist again. If you're coming into this slate with nothing, I would not be rushing to go bet the Thunder. I would wait until you get that Shams tweet. Tyrese Halliburton is going to play. Maybe this spread ticks over to 5.5. Then I would go ahead and back the Thunder. So me, I do not have a bet on the side of this game as of right now. I think the only way you can look is to back the Thunder. Maybe you want to take them first half. Maybe you want to just take them on the money line. I think the only way you can look is to back the Thunder here. Tyrese Halliburton is not going to be 100%, and it's going to be all over. Looking at the total, we saw this open at 224.5. It has gone down to 221.5. We know that Game 6s are generally an underspot. Game 6, where there's a road favourite looking to close out up 3-2. The under is 10 and 7 when you're looking past round 1. The favourite also covers 10 and 8, so bit of an edge here towards the Thunder. Say if we just look at the conference finals and the NBA finals, road favourite looking to close out is 5 and 1. So I think it's a Thunder spot. My numbers don't really agree. My numbers have this at OKC -3, but with a injured Halliburton, just throw that number out the window. I would only be looking to back the Thunder in this spot. So as of right now, I got no bets on Game 6. I'm still riding my Thunder over Pacers exacta that I bet before the conference finals start. We got unit down there, got it at plus, God, I can't even remember. I think it's like plus 260. So as of right now, I'm probably just going to be riding that. Maybe I'll pick up a late OKC ticket once we get that news that Halliburton is going to be playing. Like I said at the start of the video, WNBA, like, I've had a blast betting it. The edges that you can get, just some of the bad numbers that get posted, like, we've got opportunities to beat the market left, right, and center in the WNBA. So if you like betting basketball, I highly encourage you to tune into the WNBA. But you don't have to watch it. You can just bet it. You can just tell me. We've been doing really well. We've been crushing it. I'll give you a little peek on the results as we have a look at the 5 WNBA games that we've got posted as of right now.
One pair of pants later.
So WNBA, we'll just have a quick look at our results. So far we have placed 36 bets, 46 bets, and we've won 27 of them. That's 59% against the spread, so doing really well against the spread. In terms of closing ahead of the market, we are 70% of our bets were closing ahead of the market. The remaining 30% of our bets were either behind or were betting into a flat market. So we would also be at 80% closing line value if I just counted our bets where we're betting into flat markets. If I just didn't count those, we'd be at 80%. But I choose to count them because generally when you're betting into a flat market, you're generally gonna lose. You want to get that closing line value. So we're still at 70%. That's an 8% ROI. We're up 4 units in the WNBA. So we're off to a really great start there. We've got 3 bets locked in. Let's have a look at them. First game we've got is the Phoenix Mercury. Phoenix Mercury playing in New York against the Liberty. So Phoenix Mercury are coming in on a back-to-back. They just played in Connecticut, so they're on a travel spot right here. Now, we did speak in the last episode about, in the last 3 seasons, in these back-to-back spots, you actually want to be taking the team that's got no rest. You also want to be looking to take the over as well. So far, teams with no rest, they've been doing really well against the spread the last 3 seasons in the WNBA. 21 and 15, that's 58%. We saw Connecticut just cover when they were playing on a back-to-back versus the Mercury. So in this spot, we see the spread open at 11.5. It is now at 11. We see Circa at 11. We see Bookmaker at 10.5. So looking like a bit of a Mercury market here. My numbers have this Liberty -12. So I personally don't have anything here on the spread. Where I do have a bet is we have a very nice middle here on the total. And for the 3rd time, just some of the edges you can find in these WNBA markets are just amazing. This total, we saw Bet365 open it at 164.5. We saw FanDuel open it at 160.5. Prime opportunity to just play both sides. So I've got 2 units down on the under 164.5. I've got 1 unit on the over 160.5. So we've got a 4-point middle here on this total. Now sitting nicely at 162.5. So we're ahead of the market on both sides of this. Tilted in the direction of the under. My numbers like the under. I have this total projected at 159.5. In terms of what you can do right now, go follow me on Twitter. That's the best thing you can do. We have Jonquel Jones coming. She's now in her second game back for the Liberty. She's definitely an under player for this Liberty team. So we like the under here as the main direction. Is there a 163 in the market? What's the best available price? What is it? I see a lot of 162.5s, and now I am kind of jumping in front of this no rest trend. Like I was saying before that when a team's on a back-to-back, the over actually does really well, but I don't care. Not in this spot. But we played the over last game, but we're not playing the over this game. I see a 163 at Bovada. Apart from that, there are no 163s. In fact, there are some 161.5. So up to you whether you want to play into it now, but the best thing you can do is go follow me on Twitter. Next game we have is the Indiana Fever playing in Golden State versus the Valkyrie. We've just seen a sharp move towards the Indiana Fever. We've seen some books move it out to 12. We see Bet365 at -12 with juice. We see an 11.5 at FanDuel. So my numbers have this at Fever -7.5. However, that accounts for a Valkyries team that haven't sent 4 rotation players to Eurobasket. So this is certainly a tough game for me to bet into. Certainly one that I do not want to bet into, given that I just don't know how to price some of these Valkyrie players that are going to Eurobasket. They have 4 rotation players. So I've got nothing here on the side. Now, my numbers really like the under in this game, but these are full season numbers where they, 1, account for a fully available Valkyrie roster, and 2, part of these numbers, like obviously Caitlin Clark, she's missed around half the season almost. So we've seen this total start to tick up off of 163.5 open, now 165 at FanDuel, at Bet365. So we're seeing this total creep up. I've got nothing on this game. I just find it hard to bet into these Valkyrie games at the moment. They've certainly been doing well, a lot better than expected this season, so we will see on that. Maybe I will jump in on a late under, but so far this market is saying over. Next, we have the Mystics and the Dream.
1 pair of pants later.
Mystics and the Dream in Atlanta, where we see the spread open at 7.5. Now, these next 3 games are being played on Saturdays, so they are all very flat markets that have not moved basically at all. We'll quickly go over them. So we see, Mystics at the Dream, spread 7.5. I've got this at Dream -11. Now, I'm not running to go back the Dream, just because they did just blow out the Mystics. They beat them by 40 points in Washington about 3 to 4 days ago. So I'm not rushing to go back the Dream here. They're certainly the side that I would want, but it is, this is one where I just want to wait and see what the market does. We don't have any sharp books pricing these games at the moment, so I don't have anything here on the side. Looking at the total, we've seen it open at 159.5. We actually saw one book move. We saw Caesars move this total down a point, so that's interesting. My numbers like the over in this game, but this is one where I just want to see where the sharp books open and where they move before I go betting into it. So Dream, yeah, probably take the Dream, but it is a tough spot to back them given that they just blowed out the Mystics in their last game. So Mystics will be pissed. They'll want to come back and give them a game at least. Next, we have the Connecticut Sun playing the Dallas Wings. The spread opened at Wings -2.5. It is now at Wings -4. So this is one of those games that is already moving even without the sharp books pricing it. I understand it. My numbers got this at Wings -9, which seems a little bit crazy since the Wings are like, what are they, like 2-10 or something? So yeah, this is another one where I'm just I'm not rushing to go play it. I'd rather let the market settle out. That goes for the total as well. We seen it open at 166.5, so it's actually crept down a little bit. I got this at 165, so we'll wait and see on this one. But next, last game on the card, I'm very excited about. It is our first game where we are originating a play. Most of the time when I'm making these bets, I'm watching where the Pinnacles, the Circas, the bookmakers, where all these sharp market-making sports books, I'm watching where their lines move. I'm taking the best available number. So most of the time we're doing this top-down betting. However, this game, I've gone ahead and bet a market that has not budged one bit. That is the under 163.5. This is one I'm really excited about. Where, look, we have a Storm team that they're coming off a really hot shooting game. They scored 92 points against the Sparks. They shot 52%. I'm looking for them to cool off this game. Another thing, so Las Vegas, they haven't had star center Asia Wilson for the last 3 games. She's been out with a concussion. She got in. It will be 9 days once this game is played. It'll be 9 days since she suffered that injury. I'm not going to get ahead of this news. If we look at the Las Vegas Aces when they played, she got the face injury versus the Sparks. The next game was versus the Aces. Versus the Wings. That game between Las Vegas and Dallas, immediately after she injured her face, got the concussion, that total popped up about 4 points from open to close, and during that period, she got ruled out. So that, along with the fact that the defense is 5% better in terms of defensive rating when she's off the floor, it's safe to say that she is an underplayer. She's a defensive player of the year candidate. She's an underplayer, and there's a chance she could get back for this game. So that's another angle I'm looking at, playing the under here. If we look at teams coming off a game where they just shot over 50% and their opponent is coming off a loss, 55% to the under, nearly 200 game sample size there. So lots and lots of little angles here pointing me towards the under. We also see where I've got this total projected 150, so big edge here towards the under. So this is a play that I'm really excited about. This is the first one where I'm not even waiting for the market to move. I feel like I've got enough information on my hands to go and place this bet without the market information. It's going to be really exciting to see where this total closes. It's also really good if you're watching this video and you've got no bets down, go and take the under here, under 163. We've also got this Commissioner's Cup game that is not until July that is priced. Please do not go bet this game. Don't, just go bet something else. We don't know who's going to be injured. Like, there's just so many things that can change between now and then. So let's have a look at our best bets for this episode. We've got 3 of them. We've got no bets on game 6. Hopefully we can get one in, but at the moment it's just not much there. So if you follow me on Twitter, you would be looking at a very nice middle where both sides are ahead of the market right now. We've got 2 units down on the under 164.5, 1 unit up on the over 160.5 between the Liberty and the Phoenix Mercury. We've also got the Honda between the Aces and the Storm. Really excited about that last play. Hopefully it does close ahead of the market. Fingers crossed Asia Wilson plays, but I like it. I don't care if she plays. I like it more if she does play, but I like it regardless. So let's hope these bets cash. Until next time, let's get the books salty.